The most prolific rappers to me are always the ones that start in battle rap. Them motherfuckers. I mean, yeah, you can rap, you can sing, you can cha cha cha, but until you get in that proving ground, that URL or that Queen of the Ring, I don't hear nobody out there. JayZ was from Brooklyn. Him and his partner, Damon Dash, had started a company called Rockefeller, and like us, were hustling to get a record deal. I had peeped some of his verses on different mixtapes and knew that he had built a rap on the street as one of the best rappers in New York. So when Darren told me he was up there talking shiz, I knew I had to go. I jumped in the first hack I saw and asked the driver if he would take me on a 3-hour trip. You want to go where? To do what? Luckily, the driver was a young dude from the neighborhood and saw how we were all getting down on the hustle tip. He also knew that I was the rapper of the crew, so he got excited about being able to take me to a big battle. He said he would even wait to bring me back afterwards. Well, who the hell paying for the gas? Nigga, I'll take you there, but I damn sure ain't about to swallow this gas money. That won't happen. The pool hall was on 145th Street in the South Bronx. When I walked in a few minutes after 1 a.m., the crowd was thick. Jay and I weren't really supposed to battle. Darren had wanted me there more like an insurance policy to make sure that Rockefeller didn't put their big gun in the mix. I think Jay's crew felt the same way about him because at the beginning we were both chilling on the side. But when things started getting nasty and Harlem Nights and Original Flavor started dissing each other, the crowd started eyeing the two of us. The people knew that we were the top dogs of our crew, and they wanted us to go at it. And after a few more rounds, I just couldn't stand to the side anymore. It was time to hold down the fam. I don't give a F. What? I looked over at Jay. Let's do it. Let's get it on, baby. We both climbed on top of the pool table, and Jay stood in front of me and started it off right away. He did his thing with his first verse, and the crowd started hollering like it was over. Then it was my turn. I wasn't going out like that. In fact, I wasn't going out at all. Oh my God. Could you imagine? That shit must have been Clash of the Titans. A Sagittarius versus another Sagittarius. Oh my God. I'm surprised they didn't pull out pistols. Oh my gosh. Do you know how competitive Sagittarians are? Do you know how they are in real? Oh my God, do you know them niggas got gambling problems? Okay, them mother hunches is reckless as hell. Okay, I want to know how much longer is it going to be before people start exposing JayZ. I don't think what's her name, Foxy Brown, ever going to talk about how JayZ was, sucking on the cooch while she was 15 now. But if they caught up with Diddy, how long is it going to be before they catch up with JayZ? You know how one of them ladies that was supposedly his side chick disappeared. So we know that JayZ got his things going on. And Beyonce, you ain't fooling nobody, girl, with that lemonade bullshit. You don't give a fuck. The two of us went back and forth for almost an hour, aggressively spitting rhymes in each other's face. Everyone in the spot had surrounded us on the pool table. Folks were hooping and hollering at the end of every line. It was like the Bill Blast battle all over again, but this time there was more at stake. This was a battle for New York, and my opponent was much stronger. I brought out my heat. I knew it was close. Jay had as many rhymes as I did, told stories, talked shiz, flipped Styles. I never liked my battles to be close because then you'd always get some clown to be like, F that. My man ate you. When it wasn't even like that. I liked there to be no effing way for anybody to say anything. But that didn't happen this time. That's why I started worrying. Some people are going to be thinking, maybe ... Outside, after it was over, Damon Dash came over to Dern and me. It was snowing already, early morning. Dern and him knew each other from the streets. Who brothers were? How brothers got down. So despite the fierce competition that just went down between Jay and me, there wasn't any beef. This was hip hop. We all shook hands. I looked over to the two of them. Your man did kind of get him. When I heard that, I knew my record was still intact. That was Jay's right-hand man. Satisfied with my trip, I said peace to Dern. Got back in the hack and went right back to Baltimore. I didn't even go home. See, that's the kind of shiz that makes Tashira mad. Late one summer afternoon, I was walking back to the block with Boomer. I was walking in the street because I rarely walked on the sidewalk. There was more space, and I wouldn't have to worry about bumping elbows with any B-more clowns that didn't want to give me my 3 feet. Boomer had just finished eating his lunch and was jogging beside me off the chain. I didn't hear the van coming behind us. Bam. Child, didn't I tell you? The children suffer the sins of the parents. Not that I'm saying the dog was his child, but that's probably the only thing he ever truly loved. Okay? Outside of his children and Tashira. I'm sure he loved them in their own way, but everything that surrounded him somehow gets used. You know, and even Boomer, he loved Boomer, but Boomer was used as a weapon. He was weaponized by DMX. If you're going to be around me, you're going to earn your keep. You're going to help me rob and rap. When I came back to Yonkers for good, the Rough Riders, home of the Rough Riders, was established. Every night of the week, anyone that Wah or Darren had put down with double R was in Powerhouse working on their skills. Producers stayed until morning time playing music on the different keyboards and sample machines. Young and wannabe MCs sat on the couches with their notebooks on their laps writing rhymes. The lounge was always flooded with brothers from the neighborhood that were trying to get into the hip-hop game in some way. And then there was always another bunch of random heads congregated outside arguing about what rapper was better than who. It didn't take long for Powerhouse to become the most active hip-hop recording studio in Westchester. But almost from the day we rolled in there, the studio was defined more by the battles it hosted, and I loved every minute of it. I wasn't the only one representing Rough Riders in these battles, though. The younger MCs always gave me some help. Harlem Nights wasn't around much anymore, but these 3 Yonkers kids I had introduced to Wah, who called themselves the Warlocks, Jadakiss, Chic, and Styles, and their man Casino were always there, as was rapper Murder Mace from Harlem, Drag On, this Newark MC called Loose, and even Nado, the brother that I battled in Baltimore. So with all of them around, the idea whenever a challenger showed up was to first put the pups on them, and then they would go at it for a few rounds and represent double R. Then if it looked like the battle was stalling or I needed to get us the win, I'd step in and knock out whoever was left standing. The strategy made us a pretty dangerous home team. The most prolific rappers to me are always the ones that start in battle rap. Them motherfuckers. I mean, yeah, you can rap, you can sing, you can cha-cha-cha. But until you get in that proving ground, that URL, or that Queen of the Ring, Some of them rapper dudes be trying their hand up against them battle rappers. And they be failing. Fail. You think you that ninja. You think you got bars until you get in the ring with them real battle rappers. Okay, because you just a rapper. You a rapper. Okay? You better go over there and shuck and jive and auto-tune and sing and dance, brother. But until you get up on that stage in the URL, you ain't a real rapper. You just a rapper. Rapper. You do this. You ain't no battle rapper. You might can rap and battle separately, but you damn sure can't put the two together. One night I wasn't there. Some group from Queens came in and almost set it on us. Kiss did his best to hold it down. He would always catch a ninja with his first 2 bars, but once I heard that the group got the better of him, I made sure that they were brought back to the studio as soon as possible. Let me say this. That damn Jadakiss is not to be played with, man. I'm sorry. The locks are not to be played with. I murdered those strangers one by one. I just stood in the middle of all 3 of them for 2 hours, flowing nonstop. When it was over, my jeans and my sweatshirt were soaked in sweat. Ooh. It felt like I had lost 10 pounds, but our win-loss record was intact. And then Jadakiss, what are you doing? Allowing some mother hunchies from somewhere else to do you. As more and more MCs found their way to Powerhouse, more and more MCs left as losers. Rappers learned to be wary of showing up in YO without their best material because we would tell them everything they needed to know about their whack rhymes. It didn't take us long to build a rep. And with each win, the word on the street kept getting louder and louder. While I was away, Earl Lorenzo had been making moves. Now he was Irv Gotti, a big-time producer, and had got this Queens MC called Mike Geronimo, a record deal with a small New York-based label called TVT Records. He had also put together a group called the Cash Money Clique that TVT was close to signing as well. So when Gotti invited me to do a verse on one of Mike Geronimo's single, a track called Time to Build, that he also had a kid named Ja Rule on, a young nigga from the Cash Money Clique, I jumped at the opportunity to flex on all of these new artists that he was working with. Maybe my old friend needed to be reminded of how I got down. I'm peeling niggas' caps like oranges. Hit him in the head with 2x4 inches. I'm a grimy ninja, so I like my bitches cruddy. Oh yeah, he do, cruddy or dummy. My clothes dirty, dick shitty, and my knife bloody. Dick shitty. My clothes dirty, dick shitty, and my knife bloody. What the hell? It was a good verse, and I was going to be the last MC to spit on the song, but then Gotti did me dirty. Oh! Somebody did you dirty, Earl? Dirty Earl, somebody did you dirty? How dare you? He always can point out what another ninja do him dirty. That'd be so funny to me. You did me wrong. When? Talk about that time I stole out your purse. We not talk about that. We talk about when you didn't let me drink the last glass of Kool-Aid. It was a good verse, and I was going to be the last MC to spit on the song, but then Gotti did me dirty. A few days after I laid my vocals, he told me that he decided to put JayZ on the track as well. There wasn't any beef between Jay and I. We hadn't seen or even spoken to each other since the battle in the pool hall, but knowing that he would be on the song, I wanted to do my verse over. Come on, X, don't do me like that, Gotti complained. We got to get the song out. But my instincts were right. See, when Jay went to the studio, he got upset when Gotti told him that I was going to close the record over him. So he listened to my verse and took some shots at me. So when I'm browsing through your housing projects, niggas get 5,000. Shit is rough. What does that mean? I yelled at Gotti. You let him hear my shiz so he knew how to counteract what I said. Oh, shiz, that sound like that Migos song that had Cardi B and Nicki Minaj on it, and them two bitches was mad. They was upset because somebody didn't know that somebody was supposed to be on the song, and one of them took a shot at each other, and the other person that didn't know was like, that bitch took a shot at me? I didn't even know the bitch was supposed to be on the damn song. You let him hear my shit so he knew how to counteract what I said. That gave me a disadvantage. But both of y'all are my ninjas, and I didn't know if how crazy you can get if I could safely put you two in the same room together. Gotti answered. That was a weak excuse. Yeah, you know that ninja quality. He's still mad at Ashanti for getting pregnant by her boyfriend. A few weeks later, Gotti made up for the move by taking my demo tape to TVT to see if he could get me signed there, like he did with his other artist. But the president of the label didn't like my material. He claimed that I sounded too much like the group Onyx, who were known for rowdy anthems like Throw Your Guns and Slam. I knew that was some bullshit. But when Wah had bought my material to Sean Puffy Combs, who had blown up with my YO girl, Mary J. Blige, and now had his own label, Bad Boy Entertainment, he had pretty much said the same thing. I wasn't marketable. I cursed too much. And the public wasn't ready to hear that kind of anger right now. What's crazy is DMX was who you really are, Diddy. You that nigga. Oh, I'm the good guy. Brother Love. Dirty bitch. What I didn't know was that DMX was a potential Death Row Records artist. Suge flew me, Wah, Darren, Gotti, and 6 other Rough Riders out to LA to talk business. It was my first time to the West Coast. Suge said that he never saw an MC who kept it as raw as I did, and he wanted to sign me as soon as possible. I would be a perfect fit for the loud, arrogant, F-U ghetto attitude that he wanted Death Row to have. But when Wah, Darren, and Gotti came out of the meeting, they told me the deal wasn't right. And after less than an hour of negotiations, it was clear that I was not going to join the Row. Gotti always told me his passion wasn't with Mike Geronimo, but he couldn't front on how well he worked with JayZ. Later that year, even though he was still spending time with me in Powerhouse making tracks, even though he still drove his MPV to the crib every once in a while to say what's up to Tashura and me, Gotti got down with Jay's Rockefeller label and helped Jay put out his first album, Reasonable Doubt. I wasn't mad at him. I just couldn't understand how everybody was doing their thing and I was still living in Mulford. I couldn't understand why I wasn't a dime richer than I was before I did Born Loser. Open for Leaders of the New School. If y'all don't know who that is, that's Busta Rhymes' group. I did Born Loser, opened for Leaders of the New School, battled K Solo, Lord Finesse, Andre the Giant, Bill Blass. It didn't make sense. Nobody, anywhere I went could ever F with me on the rap tip. And yet I was the one broke. That's strange too, how them battle rappers do not get the acknowledgement that they deserve. But I think it's because they're too in your face. You know, people want to dance. People don't want to kill no more. They want to dance. They want to pop Percocets. Nobody anywhere I went could ever F with me on the rap tip. And yet I was the one broke. I was the one without a deal. I didn't give up, but I was so tired of being disappointed, so tired of being turned down and watching other ninjas blow up, that in 1995, I just decided to do what I did best, hit the streets. Swizz was Wah's nephew.
Hey, do my favorite go-go song. Taking a ride on the east side, made a left on MLK. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful day. riding high on the west side, looking for a hood rat to play. Won't you come out and play? Won't you come out and play? Hey, taking a ride. Hey, hey, on the south side. Ooh, ooh. Hey, hey, hey. We like that good. Say what?